Hey guys, it's Eric from Team Rec here. I just got back from the NAWCQ yesterday. Had a really great time. I managed to meet my personal goal in the tournament. I wanted to make day two at an event for the first time, and I managed to do it. Really happy about that. I went 8-3-1. Yeah, I'm pretty happy I made it to round 12. Unfortunately, I did lose round 10, but while we were playing out day two, they did make an announcement that top 256 would receive one of these promo or prize cards for the World Championship qualifier. It has this nice stamp here. So I was really happy to get one of these. So we got 157th after Swiss. Obviously, I would have loved to get into top cut and make a run there, but there's always next year, and I'll definitely improve on that. As far as matchups, I just prepared for like what I thought were the best decks, like Mitsurugi, Ryzeal, and Malice variants. I managed to beat all those decks when I played them. My only losses in the tournament were to Lunalite, Live Twin, Fiendsmith, and Branded, which were decks that admittedly I didn't respect, like as far as the metagame goes. I just wanted to build my deck around the best decks, and I was happy that I was able to beat those decks and have a pretty good tournament showing. So I'll just get right into the deck here. So I played 2 Ice Ryzeal, 2 Sword, 2 X'd, all pretty standard. I guess what people are sort of divided on are Node and Star. I think Star Ryzeal was like one of the MVPs of the tournament personally. A lot of the times I would just respect Droll and go straight into Ice Ryzeal, Star, set up the cross, and we were going from there. So I think this is a really important card to have. It's, essentially another cross out called by or talents. So I thought this was a must include despite the brickiness of it. I took a lot of inspiration from Christian Urena's list here. Just a clean 40. I know you might see these cards more, but it raises the ceiling of your deck, and I think that's worth it. For the Mitsurugi cards, I played 3 Haba, 1 Omno, 1 Saji, 1 Kusanagi, and the Aramasa. I know this card can be sort of a brick sometimes, especially just seeing it in your opening hand, like kind of a clunky normal summon, but it does really streamline your play when you're able to just dump these 2 off ritual to summon your first ritual monster. Just being able to chain block this to add back the Kusanagi to your hand. Yeah. And then for some of the hand traps, I played 3 Fualos, standard there. I was on 3 Perulia. Shout out Dom for letting me borrow a 3rd one there. That was really clutch. These cards go pretty good into almost every deck in the meta. Yeah, they put in a lot of work. 3 Ash, 3 Droll, the hand trap of the tournament. There were times where I ran into the odd deck that sort of just played around it using the Fiendsmith engine, but for the most part this card did a lot of damage and secured the victory in my Ryzeal matchups. And then I also decided to play Imperm and Nib. I know a lot of people have been shifting away from Imperm lately, but I also think it's a great crossout target, especially post side. And you're going first, it allows your crossout to be that much more valuable, especially if you don't use it in the course of your turn. You can set crossout as on top of your end board, and this really ensures your detonator doesn't get impermed or your Baguska. And just having this as a one-of also gave my hands a little bit more diversity in terms of non-engine. And if I was going second against a deck like Ryzeal, this also made breaking the board a lot easier when I didn't see cards like X Ryzeal. Spells is on Ryzeal Cross. Not much to say about this one. It's just a great layer for your end board that plays around triple tactics talents in terms of being an interruption. And then of course you get to, you know, recycle some of your limited Ryzeal resources now after the ban list. So I would not cut this card. I played 1 bonfire and then, you know, 2 pseudo bonfires here. I thought 3 was a little bit too many. I just wanted to have 3 spell searchers to get into my Ryzeal engine, and that was a comfortable number. I didn't have any problem seeing Ryzeal cards over the course of the tournament. 3 prayer and a ritual, pretty standard there. And then I just decided to go with the Holy Trinity, called by, cross out, and talents. These cards were amazing. Honestly, they should be banned. They just allow you to win some games you shouldn't, but make your going first board unstoppable and just punish the hand trap meta. And that's it for the main deck. It's 40 cards. Moving on to the extra deck. I'll go through that. We were on a detonator. Of course, we would play more if we could. 2 duo. Second duo definitely comes up. You know, going first with extra Ryzeal, you don't want to always dump cards like Aggregator, Valon, or even Eclipse Twins. You want to be able to just make your Eclipse Twins in your combo. And this also gives you an extra card to put back for cross if your combo isn't optimal. Played King. Great card, just kind of bridges the 2 engines together. It gets you to Mitsu cards. Not much to say about that. Gigaris. This was one of the MVPs of the tournament for sure. It just allowed me to dig into sideboard cards. Oftentimes I would sacrifice making the highest ceiling board, and I would just go into this to dig for sideboard. Honestly, I got lucky a couple times with it, but very valuable card, and the ability to double attack on your monsters allows you to play or allows you to not play some non-engine that you might need against other decks where your only way to get rid of the monsters by battle, like getting over Lager Dancer or something like that. That unfortunately didn't work out in my Lunalight match, but you know, this card's valuable in so many different ways. Eclipse Twins, Valon, which just came out in Duelist Advance. This is great for breaking boards where you don't necessarily want to use the Aggregator. This was clutch in the Malice matchup. It was able to draw out Dominus Impulse early, or just, you know, get rid of it early. And then, you know, if you had to play decks where they were heavy with back row, it made playing into that a lot easier. Aggregator, Baguska, you know, this was just sort of my plan B if I got Drooled or Charmied. Buys the extra time. Castell works with my sideboard really well, and also just works as a way to you know, deal with a card on board. Gallant. This allowed me to just feel a little more confident just playing 1 nib. I actually did want to play more because my prediction for this event is that people wouldn't really respect nib, and playing more might have been more valuable, but this always allowed me to just go into this through the course of my combo and make my end board that much layered. A lot of the times I would just end on a detonator with my rituals that can be tributed, and Eclipse Twins itself. And after I used my detonator, my cross, and my rituals, I was able to just drop down the nib and reestablish my board with Eclipse Twins summoning back detonator, and of course the Mitsu's being tributed. So this was really clutch in making my end board very layered and reliable. Played this as my 7th Tachyon target. Exciton, shout out Cody here. Did a lot of testing with him leading up to the event. He's one of my teammates. He was on Malice for most of the year, and this card always broke the Malice board, especially if you caught your opponents not using their interruptions correctly, or if you drew them out early. You would just go into this to wipe their board and get rid of their ability to follow up. And then I played Ouroboros. This is the only card I didn't go into. Admittedly, I thought it was a little bit greedy, but if you can make this after you've been hand trapped a couple times, of course, it's going to give them a pretty low hand count going into your board. But a lot of the games I just decided it wasn't worth the risk, and I was also just ripping hand traps just through the course of my combo anyway, which were kind of hand rips in and of themselves. And then I played Dynamondo. You know, I'm playing a ritual strategy, so this just gives me a little bit more flexibility in the extra deck in terms of a board breaker, or just even a going first interruption. You know, having this in prayers gives you a little bit more flexibility in how you want to order your interruptions. So that's it for the extra, and then moving on to the side deck. I played triple artifact Lancia. This card's definitely needed in so many different ways. Of course, against Malice. I thought maybe I'd run into Crystron too, and that card obviously checks them as well, but this checks a lot of strategies. So it's an auto include. Played 2 Meows. This card wasn't too effective, like the other Malcharmies carried in all the other matchups. Like I played mostly Malice and Mitsu and Swiss, so. But this is good against Malice. Of course, it's good against Lunalight. They give you a couple draws too. I thought I couldn't play without this, so I had it in this side deck. The Bestials. This was just mainly respecting decks like Orcust and Fiendsmith, which were pretty prevalent at the event, and I just didn't see those matchups as much. Also good against Malice. After they're done doing their combo, this kind of chokes their follow-up a bit. And this also just gives you bodies to rush in for damage, especially after people are using cards like Solemn Judgment and are going down to 4,000 life points. This might have been kind of weird, but I just played the 1 of Protoss without playing the Nemesis Flag and Banshee. You're drawing so much off of the Charmies, and the Charmies also fill your graveyard up with different attributes. So if you manage to just draw into this, even like going first post side, comboing, drawing off Dagaris and Cross, it just made your end board that much more better, and it's such a gross card and basically will skip the turn. I played another Nib just when I was going second. Of course, I'm not setting up Gallant that easily. Just gave my deck a little bit more interruptions post side. I played Duster. This just cleans up Malice and how most people are playing Solemns in their deck. I think it's needed. And then I just played another Thrust just to sort of streamline the board breakers and cards like Triple Tactics Talents. It wasn't too important in terms of the specific matches I played, but it definitely was worth including in this side. And then 1 Purification. You know, you can also set this off Thrust, so it's a great going first card, but you know, you're obviously searching this in the course of your combo, so this just gives your deck another layer of interruption into your opponent's sideboard. And then this filthy card was the MVP of the tournament. I decided against cards like Solemn Judgment, Solemn Warning, because I knew where the Ryzeal deck was trending. You know, dumping Valen off X Ryzeal makes playing the Solemns a little bit more awkward, and of course they don't have to draw into Valen, they just have to CX, so I'd rather just flip this card in draw phase, and yeah, that was the strategy. The win rate was probably 100% with this card. It's so good. Probably needs to be banned. And for shoutouts, of course, my girl Jill wouldn't be here without you. My #1 supporter. My team, Chris, Cody, Brandon. You did a lot of testing with me leading up to the event, and you know, also wouldn't be here without you guys. Thunder Bay Yu-Gi-Oh community, very supportive, especially when I was going into day 2. I'll never forget that. Thank you for the support there. My friends and family, and the guy behind the camera who's been playing Yu-Gi-Oh for God, probably 20 years plus, and
could never make it to a YCS myself.
It's been a wild ride. Anyway, that's the deck, guys. Thanks for tuning in.